We're just receiving word of a massive trade in the NBA. The Lakers have traded Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Luka Doncic.
What?
In a 3-team deal.
Oh, I was shocked. I was shocked because I couldn't believe that any franchise. It's the biggest shock that I've ever seen covering the NBA all of these years, guys.
What does it sound like when a league breaks? It's not a single crash. It's a deafening silence followed by a million frantic whispers. It's the sound of history being rewritten in a single audacious transaction. We're talking about a move so bold, so utterly earth-shattering, that it didn't just redraw the championship map, it delivered a personal, stinging message to the biggest name in the sport. This isn't just a story about a trade. This is the story of the day the NBA changed forever. The day Luka Doncic became a Los Angeles Laker. And the day the league's own commissioner, Adam Silver, described it as a blunt, brutal kick in the ass to LeBron James.
Luka's 25 years old. He averaged 34 last year. He's a career 28-point-per-game scorer, universally recognized as one of the top 5 players in the world. Not to mention, being from Slovenia, he has global appeal. He is an iconic international basketball brand, which explains on the Lakers side, that's an easy one. They got their succession plan in place. You've secured one of the biggest stars for the next decade. So this is what the Lakers do because their primary source of income is their basketball franchise, obviously. It's not one of them owners that got, this is a side gig. This is it. So this is what the Lakers do, and they always secure a big-time star.
For what felt like an eternity, Luka Doncic was Dallas. The Slovenian wunderkind wasn't just the face of the Mavericks. He was their heart, their soul, their entire offensive system packed into one mesmerizing step-back launching superstar. He was their guy, untouchable, unmovable, until he wasn't. On a humid summer day in 2025, the unthinkable happened. The Los Angeles Lakers, the purple and gold standard of the league, a franchise built on dynasties and immortal names, executed a blockbuster trade that sent shockwaves from California to Slovenia. They got their man. They got Luka.
Where were you when the Luka trade happened? I was in my hotel room in Cleveland around 11:30.
Yeah, it was late.
And then my man calling me and he you traded Luka. I'm like, what? Luka got traded? I'm like, stop playing with me. What you mean Luka got traded? And I go to Sham, then it's Luka for AD. 10 seconds later, all I hear in the hallway is hey, yo, what the fuck? I open my door and it's Najee, D-Live, I think PJ. We just looking at each other. We what the fuck just happened? D-Live is yo, what's going on, man? I'm like, bro, I have no clue what just happened.
The immediate fallout was a digital hurricane. Servers crashed. Hot take artists went into overdrive. But amidst the chaos, one voice cut through the noise with startling clarity. Adam Silver, a man who typically speaks in carefully crafted legalese, dropped the diplomacy. In a candid interview, when asked about the trade's impact on the Lakers' incumbent king, he didn't hold back. Jason Gay of the Wall Street Journal recently wrote a lengthy piece on Doncic. He specifically got some intriguing quotes from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on the famed player. Silver was very candid in breaking down how he felt about the transaction in general. Putting aside the merits of the trade, you could argue that it was a bit of a kick in the ass. He didn't try to sugarcoat this trade. Another player could have said, "Oh, now I'm part of the Los Angeles Lakers organization," he continues. He didn't try to hide his disappointment, and I think he was in a bit of a funk for a while because it was probably the first true professional setback of his career. And I was hoping personally for him that he would ultimately see this as an opportunity to reset. A kick in the ass. Let that sink in. Why would bringing a generational 26-year-old MVP candidate to your team be a personal slight to arguably the greatest player of all time? To understand that, you have to understand the pressure cooker that was the Los Angeles Lakers in 2025. You have to understand the quiet desperation that had settled over a franchise that demands greatness and the brutal, undefeated march of Father Time.
When it first happened, I couldn't believe it. I thought Shams was hot. We were at the Warriors charity poker tournament. I had just saw Joe Lacob, owner of the Warriors. Joe goes, "Draymond, I think we're going to get Kevin Durant. It's right there at the finish line. It's happening. We're getting Kevin Durant back." I'm like, "Oh, man. Don't say nothing to nobody." "Joe, I got you. I won't say anything anyway." 15 minutes later, Steph yells, Draymond, you see the trade? I go, it happened? Steph goes, wait, who? I said, oh, never mind, nobody. What happened? He's like, Luka got traded. I couldn't believe it. Like, superstars at 25 don't get traded. Luka's a mega star.
Let's set the scene. The 2024-25 season had been another chapter in the Lakers' frustrating recent history. LeBron James, even entering his 22nd season, was still a marvel. His basketball IQ, his court vision, it was all still there, operating on a different plane of existence. But the nightly toll was visible. The explosive drives were a little less frequent, the defensive rotations a half step slower. Anthony Davis, a dominant force when healthy, continued to be haunted by the when healthy qualifier, battling nagging injuries that kept him from being the consistent #1 option they desperately needed. The Lakers made the playoffs, of course, but they were bounced in the second round, looking old and outgunned by younger, more athletic teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder.
LeBron is 40 years old. At some point, he will not be there anymore, and the Lakers have always had a mega star on their roster. So, I think they're really, focusing on this guy. We don't know how they'll do this year.
The writing was on the wall, and it was written in giant, flashing neon letters. The LeBron AD era, as it was currently constructed, had hit its ceiling. The window for another title was slamming shut. The pressure on general manager Rob Pelinka and owner Jeannie Buss was immense. The fan base was restless. This is Hollywood. They don't do graceful rebuilds, they do star-studded blockbusters. Meanwhile, 1,400 miles away in Dallas, a different kind of frustration was brewing. Luka Doncic was putting up video game numbers night after night. He was a perennial MVP finalist, a one-man offense who could dissect any defense. But basketball is a team sport. Despite Mark Cuban's best efforts to surround him with talent, the Mavericks had become a case study in almost. They were good enough to make the playoffs, but never good enough to make a real, sustained run at a title. The endless cycle of carrying a heavy load only to fall short was beginning to wear on the Slovenian prodigy. You could see it in his body language, in the exasperated shrugs to the referees, in the post-game press conferences where the praise for his individual brilliance was always followed by the sting of another team loss.
LeBron, what makes Luka special? I know you recently said he was your favorite player.
He's 6'8", he's 225 pounds. He has the ball on the string. More importantly, his vision. He can control a game. He doesn't even have to shoot. He'll walk the ball up the court 10 straight times and get to his spot every single time. Mm-hmm. And I know if I just slow down, Euro 1, 2, this guy's flying by. He's flying by every time. It's the mind.
Whispers started to circulate. Not loud, dramatic trade demands, but subtle rumbles from league insiders. Luka wants to win. He's getting impatient. That's all it takes. Once the scent of blood is in the water, the sharks start circling. And there is no bigger shark in the NBA's waters than the Los Angeles Lakers. The trade package was, for lack of a better word, biblical. It was a mortgage on the future for a chance at immediate divinity. The Lakers sent Dallas a treasure trove of assets, multiple unprotected first-round picks stretching out to the end of the decade, promising young guard Austin Reeves, who would become a fan favorite, the athletic potential of Rui Hachimura, and another key role player to make the salaries match.
What better player to have in a Lakers uniform carrying that, historic franchise than Luka Doncic?
Does he get a ring with LeBron?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
You think he gets a ring in Los Angeles, though?
Yeah, I think he's that good. I mean, he played in the finals last year with the Dallas team. I think Lakers are one of those teams that is going to build around him, and he'll win a championship there.
Who's your favorite player to watch this season?
This season?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shai Gilgeous.
MVP. He got snubbed last year.
Yeah, phenomenal. He'll win it this year.
It was a gut punch for Lakers fans who had grown attached to those players, but it was the price of admission for a talent like Luka. The league's reaction was swift and merciless. Draymond Green, ever the pot stirrer, went straight to his podcast, The Draymond Green Show, with an emergency episode.
Superstar players don't get traded in their prime at 25.
In the middle of the season.
I'm not even sure if he's considered in his prime yet, right? But at 25, and you're right, at the trade deadline, like big trades like that
That's crazy.
don't normally happen at the trade deadline.
For the Mavericks and Mark Cuban, it was the painful end of a brilliant era. Cuban, in a tearful press conference, tried to put a brave face on it. Luka is a generational player and will forever be grateful for what he did for this city. But our goal is to win a championship, and we felt this was a necessary step to retool and build a sustainable winner for the long term. This package gives us the flexibility and the assets to do that. A corporate answer for a decision that was pure heartbreak.
And I hope to see you soon.
So let's circle back to Adam Silver's explosive comment. The kick in the ass. It wasn't about the Lakers getting better. It was about how and why they got better. For 2 decades, every team LeBron James played for was unequivocally his team. The front office consulted him on major roster moves. The offense revolved entirely around his gravitational pull. He was the system. The arrival of Luka Doncic was the first time in his career, since perhaps his first year in Miami, that an organization had made a move of this magnitude that wasn't just about complimenting him, but about building a bridge to a future that might not centrally feature him. Think about the psychology of it. You're the undisputed king, the GOAT in a never-ending debate. You've carried teams to championships. And then, your own front office executes a trade that implicitly says, we need a new engine. The one we have is still incredible, but we can't rely on it to carry us all the way anymore. It's a corporate vote of no confidence disguised as a blockbuster acquisition. It's the organization looking past you. That is a profound ego check, a direct confrontation with your basketball mortality. That's the kick. The move forced LeBron into a completely new role. He had played with other stars, yes. Dwayne Wade was an alpha, but he ceded the primary role. Kyrie Irving was a scoring dynamo, but LeBron was still the clear floor general. Luka is different. Like LeBron, he is a heliocentric force of nature, a 6'7" point guard who needs the ball, who controls the tempo, who probes and orchestrates everything. The immediate question wasn't if they could win, but how they could possibly coexist. Can you have 2 Picassos trying to paint on the same canvas at the same time? The public reaction from LeBron was, as expected, polished and professional. In his first media availability, he said, "I play this game to win championships. That's the only goal. The front office made a move they believe gets us closer to that goal, and my job is to make it work. Luka is one of the best players in the world. I'm excited to get on the court with him." It was the perfect thing to say, but the subtext was screaming. The challenge was laid bare.
What excited you about getting to play with Luka?
He plays the game how I've always wanted to inspire the generation to play the game. If you have 2 guys on you, there's a numbers game. If you have the advantage, and if it's a guy that can't guard you, you're able to beat him, and then the guy traps the box, I'm able to make the passes and make the reads before they happen. I've always loved the players that breathe so much confidence into his teammates that make them believe that they're actually better than what the fuck they really are. Luka has done that for 7 years. I've been able to do that with a few of my teams. I mean, I don't go to the NBA Finals in 2006 with that team if I'm not able 100%. To make them believe that they're greater than what they are. It just give them that confidence. Luka has that.
The early days of the LeBron-Luka Lakers were a spectacle. There were moments of sheer, unadulterated basketball genius. A Luka no-look pass to a cutting LeBron for a thunderous dunk. A LeBron cross-court laser finding Luka for a wide-open step-back 3. It was, at times, beautiful. But there were also clumsy, awkward moments. Possessions where they seemed to defer to each other into a shot clock violation. Mismatched timing on cuts. A palpable sense of 2 basketball supercomputers trying to sync their operating systems in real time.
Last night broke a tie for the most career 35-point games before turning 25. You now have 89.
Oh, really?
You've moved into third place all time. Wilt has 92. LeBron has 103. Close.
Wait, LeBron.
When do you turn 25?
February 28th.
Shit, I don't think you're gonna get there. You might be. You could beat Wilt. You could beat Wilt.
So Wilt is second?
Yeah, Wilt's second. You can get that. You could beat Wilt. Do you think about LeBron's record? I know you get asked about it.
Yeah.
Is it important? Is stuff like that important to you?
No.
Is there any chance you would ever?
No.
You're not
I
playing.
always say I'm not playing that long. No chance.
On TNT's Inside the NBA, Charles Barkley put it bluntly, as only he can.
Because number one, they're not going to be good defensively, and it's going to be a really hard adjustment for Luka Doncic, in my opinion. You know, because I've said I think they're going to have a hard time playing together because both of them are really ball dominant. LeBron can kind of get away with that. Luka's never played without the ball. Get away with that. Luka's never played without the ball. He's going to have the ball probably less than he's ever had in his life. Like I say, LeBron is so great. He can make the adjustments. But Luka's going number one. We've said he's going to learn to play faster.
Ultimately, the kick in the ass wasn't about disrespect. It was about reality. It was the Lakers organization acknowledging that the sun was setting on one of the most brilliant careers in sports history, and they needed to capture a new sun before the sky went dark. It was a move for the franchise, not just for the player. For LeBron James, a man who has controlled his own destiny for 20 years, it was a stark, public reminder that even kings are subject to the passage of time and the ambitions of the kingdoms they rule. The trade might bring him another ring, but it came at the cost of his undisputed autonomy. It was a power play that reshaped a team, a conference, and a legacy, all with one stunning, unforgettable transaction. What do you think? Was this trade the ultimate power move for the Lakers, or a ticking time bomb? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.